Hello everyone, it's Emma. Today in my video I'm going to be showing how to make a CNC cage, or actually it's going to be just a Coroplast cage. But first I thought I would do some updates and show all the piggies. So I just gave them all their morning hay, so they're all munching away on that. So there's Weenie, Pippin, and Juno. Hey little Pip. They're all doing well. Everybody's getting along really well with one another, so I'm pleased about that. There's Cappy and Pash. And also, in case you're wondering why they're on the bedding right now, as you can see, it's just the Carefresh sort of bedding. I just have them on that right now because I was away on vacation, so I had a neighbor looking after them for me, so it's easier for them as opposed to having to sweep out the fleece, and I find the bedding lasts a little longer because I was away for over a week, so yeah, so that's why. And actually having them back on the bedding, although it's messy, my carpet is covered in poop and hay all around their cage, but I have found, I must admit, that the bedding is certainly better for odor control. I would say that is for sure. When I walk down into my basement where I keep my pigs, it is certainly less smelly now. But I will be switching them back over. Hey Pish Pash. Yeah, what else do I have to say? I do have some new things that I picked up at PetSmart the other day. Oh, also, because it is getting close to back to school now, so I will be moving them back into my apartment where I live in the city for when I go to school. So that's why I was making these Coroplast cages that you'll see in today's video. The one is that I show myself making in today's video is for Cappy and Pash for in my apartment. So, because I felt too mean if I were to put them back in pet store cages, so now they're always going to be in their big comfy cages. And I also picked up some new fleece. So here are the new fleeces that I've got. So the first one, kind of hard to tell the coloring, it's just a nice light purple. Just plain, no patterns, but I thought that would look nice in their new cages. And with my bedroom wall color in my apartment, it's kind of a blue, similar to this purple. And then I also got this because I thought it was super cute. It's just like a little kitty cat design with a little green and blue cat and spots and stuff. So I hope the guinea pigs don't mind that I'm putting them on cat fleece, but I thought it was pretty cute and it would go with their green little piggy pig pigs cozies. So that's their new fleece there. And then I also picked up, the last time I was at PetSmart, a couple of magazines as well as a bottle brush. So I found my bottles were getting really disgusting and it's just too hard to clean them any other way. I mean, you can put these glass Living World bottles in the dishwasher, so that's nice, but so I also wanted something to scrub them out, so I got myself a bottle brush. And this one is made by All Living Things, I believe it's called. So it also has this little small one at the end, which is very helpful. Yeah, so used that a lot, so I just keep it with my cleaning supplies. And then every time I get them fresh water, I give their water bottle a scrub. So I also got Critters USA. It's the 2013 annual magazine, so it only comes out once a year. And it's got 10 pets you'll love, and it talks about a bunch of new pets and health conditions, and also stuff about like it has vets, resources, and new products. And yeah, so it just talks all about. There's a really cute bunny. There's a chinchilla, a ferret, rats. So it's got it all, and I just like reading about all the different little guys. So that is that, and then I also, of course, had to get Guinea Pigs magazine, and it's part of the Popular Critter series. I'm trying to see. I'm assuming it's probably just an annual magazine as well. Hey, Cappy, did you want to read it? Cappy's peeking his face through. That pig almost looks like Pippin. So choose your perfect piggy. Help your GP thrive with hot tips on training, life stages, playtime, diet, housing, and communication. And must know healthcare info. 5 topics to explore. So, and it's all guinea pigs, so it's really awesome. So there you can see it's all got different sorts of things. It's got even advertisements for cages, and it's got it all. So yeah, so there you go. That is my recent purchases, and now I will get started on showing you all how to make a Coroplast cage. So stay tuned. Hello everyone. So this is going to be my how to make a CNC cage video, and before I get started, I'm just going to show the materials that you'll need to make this cage. So this is the cage that we'll be making in the video today. This is the end project, or sorry, product from the project of making the cage. So as you can see, I've got myself some brown Coroplast as well as some white Coroplast that I used. And then I also got cute fencing and letters so that I could spell the guinea pig's name. So in this video tutorial, I will be showing you how to make a 2-foot by 4-foot cage out of Coroplast. And you can still add grids like I have there along the side if you wish to, but the walls are 1 foot in height, so they can't jump out. So I just picked up the letters and the fencing at a craft store, Michael's, and so that's your final product. And for what else you will need for making this is a straight edge. So I'm just using a leveler because it's a perfect straight edge, as well as an X-Acto knife. You want to have a good sharp X-Acto knife, and if you don't feel comfortable using an X-Acto knife, have a friend or parent help you. You want a pencil or a pen or a marker, just so that you can mark your measurements on the Coroplast, and a ruler, just a smaller straight edge, and for measuring. And lastly, tape. So I use clear packing tape. I find it works best, and it's nice and wide. So that's what you'll need for making your Coroplast cage. So let's get started. Okay, so the first cage that I'm going to make, because I will be making 2 cages, I'll probably just show the making of one. But the first cage is going to be my 6-foot by 2-foot cage for in my bedroom. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure how I can do this, because you want to have at least 8 inches for wall space. So step 1 is going to be to measure your Coroplast. So I need to have mine 2 feet wide. So there's 1 foot. So I'm going to mark it. There. So this cage is going to be more of a long and narrow cage. So I've got 1 foot here, so that's 12 inches in height for the wall. So that's going to be good because it'll prevent them from flinging any poop up. So then we're going to do lengthwise, and I know it's 4 feet. Oh, another thing that I haven't shown is a ruler. A ruler is always good to help you with straight cuts. So it's 4 feet long, but I plan on making it 6 feet long. So I will add a little bit at the end for it. Okay, so after I've figured out how big I want the bottom of my cage to be, which is going to be 6 foot by 2. I want to find, I'm going to use this leveler as a straight edge for scoring the Coroplast. So, I'm going to see if you can see this, probably can't, but right here I've got a measurement so that I know it's 1 foot in from the edge here. And then I'm going to score all along here so that I can fold it and make it into a wall. So I want to make sure that it's completely straight across. Now, and what I can also do is to make sure you want to measure at the end. So I will measure here to know where 1 foot is across, so I know that it's going to be perfectly straight across. So there's 1 foot. Oops. And there's another. So now if I line up these 2 dots like so, there's my one, there's my other, almost reach it across. Now I know when I score across it's going to be nice and even and not wonky. Okay. So I'm going to start now with cutting across. You just want a light score when you do this. And because I'm working with the edge that the Coroplast is going, it's easier. I'm just going to adjust it a little and make sure that your fingers are always out of the way. So you can't really see it, but if you look, there is a bit of a mark. It's okay if it goes off if it's not completely straight. It is ideally best if it's straight, but it is hard to make it perfect. Always make sure that you put your X-Acto knife back in when you're not using it. Now here is when you get to see the magic happen. And it's just still the beginning. But so we've scored it on the other side and I just flipped it over. So now we're going to just bend the Coroplast like that. And there you have one of your cage walls. As you can see, it's not perfect and you can bend it all the way just to make a good crease. And there you have one wall of your cage. And as you see, my other wall. So now I just am missing 2 more walls and we'll be perfect. So now I've just got to cut 2 walls for the width. But as you can see, your cage is already starting to come together. Now for the edges of my cage, or for the width walls, I'll call them, I would like to use my brown Coroplast. Mostly just so it'll look nice. And I want it to be the same height as this. So we know it's 1 foot tall. So I'll measure it to 1 foot. Right there, it's hard to see. And then we also know that it's 2 feet long, but we also want to leave a couple inches on each side so that we can easily tape it onto the sides to hold the whole thing together. So I'll measure my 2 feet. So here we have the 2 foot mark. And then I'm going to say that we're going to want maybe 3 inches on the side, which is going to be a total of 6 inches, so that we have 3 inches for each side. And now I want to go and do another 1 foot in the height. So, there we go. So there we go. Now I've got my 1 wall. And luckily there's actually a line here that I can follow. But I'll just remark where my 1 foot mark is. Right there. And now I can cut that out completely. Make sure you never cut over top of your other Coroplast, or else you're gonna get double lines. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out my second wall. And make sure you know where your marks are. Going to do a double check for my measurements before I make any final cuts. 1 foot, 2 foot, and then 3 and 3. So it looks good. I'm going to do my final cut now. You don't want to end up wasting your Coroplast by accidentally cutting it in the wrong spot. so this way, when you're going against the lines in the Coroplast, you will have to cut it twice. If you go off, it's okay. You'll just have a little sliver of plastic that you can then cut off later. Like I just did there. And you can always hide that at the bottom of the cage too. And there we have that. So there's going to be our one wall. Okay, so now we're going to finish cutting the walls, and these are going to be the flaps for the walls so that we can glue them to the white ones. And it might not make sense now, but it will after. So I've already measured out 3 inches on each side, and now I'm just going to score them. I already scored the other one. And these flaps will allow us to glue them for support. So we're just going to score them. We're not cutting all the way through. There you go. So now I've got a nice flap, and I'm just, as you can see, that's just a sliver, I'll call it, from the other. And you can just cut those right off, because accidents happen where sometimes you'll cut an extra little bit or your hand will slip. It's better cutting the Coroplast than your hand. So now we have a nice wall for the end of our cage, and I'll just show you how we're going to put that on. Okay, so now we are going to tape the flap of our brown widthway wall to the lengthway wall of this, of our main cage. So we want it to be all the way there, and then so we're still able to bend it over. So that looks about perfect. And this tape can be really tricky to work with, so you might want to get a friend or family member to help you out. Sorry for the terrible sound it makes too. So there you go. I've cut a piece there, and it sticks beautifully to the Coroplast like that. It's not the prettiest looking, but it is very secure, and then we'll also secure it better after we've finished taping the rest of it. So there you can see it's still going to move like so, and this will be hidden on the inside of the cage, so you can't see the sort of ugly taping there, but it'll look perfect in the end, I promise. So now if we turn it around, as you can see, we're going to have it popping. Sorry for the lovely view of my foot. We're going to have it popping out here. So we're going to have to do one there as well as along the bottom. So I'm going to just do that quickly now. Okay, so as you can see now, we've got one wall of our cage complete. So it's all taped down on the inside now, including over here. It's all taped along the wall, and this also helps to make sure it's pee-proof or waterproof, so that any liquids, if they spill, it will not come out of your cage. And all the way along here. So we've got half a box now open, and it's pretty sturdy. That tape sticks really well, and it looks good so far. Alright, so now I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did here at this end, and I'll show you how it looks. Alright everyone, so this is what the finished product looks like. So it's going to be for Cappy and Pashmina. So as you can see, it's more of a narrow cage, but it is going to be more than big enough for the two of them. Once they're in there, it's quite big. It's huge, actually. Bigger than I expected it to look. So we've got 1 foot high walls, and I've also, just to show, in here you can't really tell very well, and also at the end along there I've added another layer of tape just as a water barrier, so that there's a layer of tape along the outside and the inside so that no leaks can happen, because down along the lengthwise there's the plastic, so because we only scored it, we didn't actually cut it. So there it is standing up. And then I also added another piece of tape here, and just where the overlaps were there. And okay, so that concludes my how to make a Coroplast cage tutorial. Sorry I got cut off there at the end a bit, but I hope it was useful for everyone, and I hope to have more videos up soon. And I'm also still working on the competition. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I'm still thinking of ideas, but hopefully within the next month I'll have something up for a competition. So thanks for watching. Bye.